slide me. I told you to come right back in. This is my review on Wu-Tang American Saga Season 2, Episode 9. Wow, this is another good episode by the Wu-Tang Clan. I'm really enjoying this. Entertaining. It makes you feel the songs a little bit more harder, the songs they were doing, because what they were going through and wrote all these songs and did all this music. So this episode is basically about they're trying to figure out who they want to sign. But they got offers, they got deals on the table now, but now they're trying to figure out what deals should they take and who should they sign with. It's funny with Bobby, aka RZA, he's talking to his older self. I feel like his older self from Ohio, then other self from Ohio, but then he's talking to his other self from the guy that first got the deal. Remember, he did the deal when they had on the hat, the suit, and all that, and everything, and all that, and like it didn't go through and all that. So it's pretty much just like he's just figuring out, like, what should I do? Who should I sign with? How should I do it? By talking to himself, by playing chess, talking to his other half. So like, oh, you already went through that situation, you saw having that, and then you go in this situation with that. So you see him just learning, trying to figure out what's going on, how he should make, who should he sign with, what deal should he make. Also as well, we see like the artists are struggling. A lot of them, they're going broke right now. A lot of them don't have any money. We see with Ghostface Killer, aka D Love, aka Darius. He's pretty much feeling like, dang, I should be out there on the corner back selling, because he feel like he ain't getting no money. Like maybe he got his girl there, and you know what I'm saying, and the baby. So it's just like he's trying to like figure it out. Like, dang man, I'm thinking about selling dope again, because what I'm saying, on the corner, see them dudes making money. So, that's how it worked. Like clockwork, there's always somebody new taking the corner. So he feel like, yo man, I might need to go back to that again, doing that, because I gotta get some money, I gotta eat. Raekwon the Chef, aka Shy, he feels like, dang, his mom just got evicted. They just got evicted out the house. So it's like his mom said, I didn't want to tell you because I wanted you to go back to doing what you were doing. So he feeling like, dang, I need some money to myself. I got to eat. I feel like, dang, so I'll talk more about it later, how like the song they did really made me like it even more. Kind of Wu-Tang's biggest songs. When you think about Wu-Tang, you literally think about this song right here. Now I'm finna talk about who they play. But they was going through all that. That's probably why it's a big song, all the stuff they was going through. Also as well, we see with Divine, his probation officer comes and pretty much tells him, hey, every rapper tells me they're getting the music business and all that, but you got to figure out a job, actual pay stub, you're getting a check behind. If not, then pretty much you're gonna have to go back to jail. So he's dealing with that as well. So a lot of the characters here in this episode, a lot of rappers that are dealing with a lot of stuff. Well, Divine's not a rapper, but the whole clan, like, they're all dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. So it's like that, Bobby trying to figure out, but he gets the offer from Def Jam. Def Jam brings the offer to the table with Lala's character. She pretty much says like, okay, this is the deal we got. And they also said they want to do solo project with ODB and Method Man and all that. And also, like I said, I didn't notice, but like, Method Man actually is the only person that really originally signed with Def Jam as a solo artist. Nobody else ever did. Ghostface, I think, did for one project. I looked it up online later on down the road. He did do like one project with Def Jam. That's it. But Method Man's the only one that actually, kind of stayed and pretty much, did music at Def Jam. Nobody else did. But the reason why Bobby doesn't agree with this, because he feels like, okay, yeah, if Wu-Tang, we can all come together as a group, we send everybody's solo projects. What if somebody does a solo project? What if Meth album doesn't do well on a solo project, and then his album gets pushed back, and then ODB doesn't get an album, and then Wu-Tang Clan doesn't get a group album because like, oh, Meth's solo album doesn't do well. So it's like he's thinking further ahead, but Power and Divine all like, oh, that's too far ahead. We can't think about it. Let's get a deal now. This, then the third, because he's saying, Sha Mom just got evicted. Like, what I'm saying? They need the money. So he like, because Def Jam offering them big money off the table. So he's just like, dang, let's go with Def Jam. Def Jam, Def Jam back then, that was hip hop. That was the label, like, pretty much. Kind of like we see with Kusi and all them are now, pretty much. That's literally what Def Jam was back then. So like, yo, let's sign with Def Jam. So RZA, aka Bobby, resigns. He's like, nah, I don't think about that. I want my artists. He wants his artists, they can sign a group deal with Wu-Tang, but they can still do their solo project and go somewhere else, do their own thing. He doesn't want to hold them captive that they can't go on and do their own thing. That's how he, pretty much like that. And pretty much in future, that's what a lot of artists did. I looked it up online last night, as well as while I was asleep, because I was looking up online too after I watched the episode. I was like looking like, oh, a lot of them did go on and do solo projects on different labels. Only a few of them I think did anything on Loud Records, like Ghostface. I think Raekwon did something on Loud Records, but everybody else kind of did their own thing. Pretty much did kind of like did their own thing and did solo projects for different labels. Like I said, Mev with the Def Jam did his own thing on the label, on that label. So so he reclines. That's why he doesn't want to do that. Go sign a deal with Def Jam. That's why he didn't want to do a deal with Def Jam. Next, they go to Elektra. Elektra offered them big money on table. I forgot how much it was, but it was a big pile of money they offered on the table. And they's like, let's go to Elektra. But the thing with Elektra, they want to change, Wu-Tang's image and everything. And RZA wasn't with that. He's like, nah, this is who we are. This is what we're going to get. He didn't want to change the image. So he didn't want them to change the image. So he's like, turn it down with the money he didn't want to do. Also, I did find out that ODB actually ended up signing with Elektra. He did 2 projects with Elektra later on down the road. So, so a couple of these artists did, or the Wu-Tang Clan did do solo deals with those labels, with Meth going to Def Jam and what's his name, ODB going to Elektra. So, a couple of them did do it, but that's what, RZA wanted. He wanted all his solo artists to do their own thing, and they weren't held, that way they weren't held like captive or anything like that. With that deal, they got Wu-Tang didn't go on sign with other labels to do solo projects on their own. They weren't held captive, so they wouldn't get pushed back or something or anything like that happen or anything. So, but they reject, RZA saying, I don't want to do that. They trying to change our image and all. And I don't want to go through that again. So, he doesn't want to do that. Then Steve Rickos, Loud Records. Like I said, he's been trying to get at Bobby, trying to find him since last season. But he offers them a deal for leeway, do whatever they want. Free leeway, do whatever they want, and anything like that. But I remember he only said he can only offer them $60,000. Powell looked like, I can make $60,000 like that. That's what the world, like we all, like I can get money like that in the street. I can get $60,000 like that ain't nothing. That's how Powell look at it. But RZA, he's thinking like, well, we get more leeway. Everybody get to do more freedom, do what they want, because it's like we're the only hip hop artists that are new labels, so we get creative control over everything pretty much. So he feels like that's the perfect, the perfect deal for them pretty much. Nobody's held captive. They can do whatever they want. So they're not offering the most money, but it's like, hey, it's more what he wants, freedom to do whatever he wants with going with Loud Records. What's so interesting about that kind of reminds me also with Behind the Music 50 Cent, how before he signed with Aftermath with Dre and Eminem, he kind of went to another label and they offered a couple of other labels that offered way more money and everything like that. I forgot what label he said, but he went to another label that offered him way more money and all that. And Tony Ayo and all was convincing him to do it. But he was just like, nah, I'm not going, just because the money good don't mean that, He felt he wanted creative control, in which, like I said, you see how 50 Cent, ended up by letting himself get creative control and all that. Even though people might say he only had like 1 or 2 good albums or anything like that, but he was able, have a good deal, put G-Unit on, had them on the map. And to me, G-Unit is still like my favorite rap group ever, because like I said, I grew up on the era. Like Wu-Tang, I didn't really grow up on like that. But G-Unit, I definitely grew up. I remember when that first happened, when it first came out. I remember 50 Cent first came out. So that's still one of my favorite rap groups ever, G-Unit. But you saw, 50 Cent had that control, and that's how he was able, he signed, did what he did, was able to get out of his deal clean, didn't have to owe any money or anything to Interscope or anything like that. He ended up, he even said in his book I read too, he ended up like getting out that deal when he saw like, okay, it's not working out, they're not paying attention to me, okay, I'm not a big artist like that anymore, and he was smart enough to leave that label and get out and get out that deal and not owe anything and all. He was able to just get out that deal very clean and all that, which of course led to what he's doing now, Power, BMF. If you like any of that stuff too, I do reviews on those as well. But he was able to do all that just by having that mentality, being able to sign that good deal, not going with what the most money was. He ended up just sign what deal's perfect for him, because like I said, he went to Stars. Stars was not as big as it is now. He kind of pretty much is the face of Stars now, of that network. Pretty much, he made that network bigger than what it was. It wasn't, people knew about Stars, it wasn't big as it is right now. Just because say he put it on the map with his TV shows and all that. He even said in that book he didn't get a big deal and big money for it and all that, but he worked with what they gave him, because like I said, Stars wasn't a big show like that either or anything like that. Especially when Power started coming on Saturday nights. A lot of people don't watch TV shows on Saturday nights or anything like that. That's when everybody's just going out. So, but he went on ahead and did it because he had a vision, and his vision worked and everything like that. And you see what's happening now. Now he has a whole Marvel drug dealing universe, like a Marvel version, but of street of gangsters of dope dealing, pretty much like that, of that universe now, just because he stuck with a deal that he felt like, he stuck with another deal that felt like fit suited him and would give him proper, creative control and his vision. He felt like, regardless of how much money he was getting, anything like that. He knew he had a vision and he knew it would work, and the money came bigger in the long run. So that leads me on to say, like I said, that's why RZA ends up signing the whole group to Loud Records, and everybody's like Loud because everybody's broke, everybody's struggling. They're like Loud Records and all that, but he wants creative control. He feels like their label just getting started up. If we pop off and we do good, because RZA believes in confidence. I know my music good. I know my content is good. So I know they're like, okay, if we go here, we can make this label, put this label on a map, make this label real big. Everything that we're gonna recuperate more money than what we're getting right now. We're gonna wait way more than that in the long run. And like I said, it worked out for them because everybody know Wu-Tang is Wu-Tang. So he ends up when RZA does it again with the chess move, talking to his other self that signed the deal the first time. His self went on high up, then goes to the kid version when he's a little kid. He feels like he goes to that version. He's like, yeah, and that's when he makes the deal. He walks in there and tells him we signed with Loud Records and all that. So everybody's shocked. So about that, I can't wait to see next episode. Everybody gonna think about that because everybody's still broke, still struggling. So everybody's like, dang, you gonna sign the deal like that? They like, what the world? But now let me talk about the, other stuff that went on. You guy does get arrested because the police catch him selling dope and everything like that. So that kind of messed up. But he tells Bobby, before he even gets arrested, I gotta do what I gotta do, man. I gotta eat. This how I feed myself. I gotta eat because everybody is starting to go back to their old ways now. Cause you see in the beginning of the episode, you guy is doing that, selling dope and everything like that. He doing what he gotta do to eat. Then also as well, we see Ghostface Killer go into a couple's hotel they're staying in when they're auditioning for Loud Records to perform for them. He ends up taking this lady's necklace, ends up giving it to his girl Shireen, and everything. He doesn't give it to you, he ends up selling it, pawning it, ends up giving it to his girl Shireen. So that's another thing going on with that. It's like everybody's kind of going back to their old ways and stuff just because like then they broke, they need, they need money. But also the performance they do leads, when they get auditioned for Loud Records, they perform the song Cream. Everybody knows Wu-Tang. That song Cream is like big. That is like their main song. Everybody likes Cream. Everybody knows about Cream. That's like the song. We think of Wu-Tang, think of Cream. And I didn't know this when Inspector Deck wrote his verse, which I'm glad they talked about a little more about Inspector Deck because he's so much of an underrated lyricist, Inspector Deck, how his verses and all that and everything. Definitely has the best intro of anybody when he gets on the song. But Inspector Deck was in jail. I didn't know he wrote that verse for Cream. So that makes me feel like, dang, I didn't know he was in jail when he wrote that verse. That Raekwon, his verse he wrote for Cream, he was writing it when his mom, I know that's when he wrote it when his mom was getting evicted out of the apartment and all that and everything. So I'm just like, dang, like, wow, so it makes you enjoy that song more better, understand that, dang, that's such a big song and what they were going through at that current time. And I not know that Method Man is actually one that did the hook for it, came with the hook for it. Because RZA tells him, hey, you good with hooks, Mel? Hey, do the hook for it and all that. Of course, that's one reason why probably Method Man is one of the biggest members of Wu-Tang, just because he was good at doing hooks and everything. And Method Man comes up with the hook like that on top of his head. Cream, get the money, dollar, dollar bill, y'all. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, but that's the song they performing from the Loud Records in their studio. And in their, I think in Connecticut, like at a convention. No, that's the group. That's the song they perform at a group at a convention, everything like that. It's Cream, and that's what got them put on. Even though they end up going on top of that too, at the hotel they stay in, they go crazy. ODB ends up spraying water hose with Method Man and all that. ODB was just, I pity him. He was just a wild boy. An actor, like I keep on saying, that plays him is doing a phenomenal job at playing ODB. He's doing definitely a good job of playing ODB. Like, I cannot lie about that at all. He's doing a phenomenal job. So, how ODB's always good at hyping the crowd up and everything like that. The head CEO of, Loud Records, he does get upset at Steve Rickles about what's going on and everything like that. And GZA, GZA has a conversation. That's when he tells him that, oh, you guys just got arrested. Tells Bobby you guys got arrested. But GZA is another good thing too. I talk about GZA and Bobby have a real conversation with him because GZA, I know the only one that was actually working a real job, and he was saying he's enjoying the mail, thing, getting money and all that. And he was saying you not mad or anything like that. Oh, we broke. And he's like, nah, I'm with you in the long run. We already been through this before, and everything. So, because GZA and Bobby were the first ones that got a deal, they got signed first. But he's saying we already been through this before, so. He's saying, like, I'm with you to the end. I got you. So, and all that. But, that's pretty much, that's pretty much the whole episode. Like, so they don't, down the episode, that's when, like I say, he chooses to sign and takes the deal Loud Records and everything like that. Because, like I'm saying, because the deal fits what he was trying to do. So, good episode. Like I said, I kind of went on. little on and stuff. When I talk about the 50 Cent situation, because I'm like, this is the same kind of situation 50 Cent did later on, because that's more of an artist I grew up listening to and grew up watching 50 Cent. So I just had to make that comparison. But yeah, good episode about the Wu-Tang. It's got one episode left because they're only 10 episodes. I hope they can do maybe a little few more. It's like 12 or 13 episodes. But this is another good episode by Wu-Tang. I'm loving this show. This is definitely another show I'm going to do next season as well. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely entertained by it. Good episode. We got one more episode left. I'm interested to see where this is going the next episode. Like I said, but I'm loving it. Like I said, this is Slime Media. If you like any content of Wu-Tang or any other hip-hop TV shows, please, like I said, hit that subscribe button for Slime Media. Like I said, y'all have a good day. Be blessed. My next video, whatever news pops up, next video is gonna be on Titans. Season finale of Titans is coming tomorrow, so I definitely will do a review on that when I get off work. Tonight. I'll probably do one on that later on. So y'all check me out for that for my review on Titans for that finale on that. But this is Slime Media. I'm out. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be blessed out there and be safe.